They've done it! Tottenham Hotspur have won a trophy. In a match that showcased tactical discipline and resilience, Ange Postecoglou kept his promise that he always wins trophies in his second season at a club as Spurs emerged victorious, securing a 1-0 win after Brennan Johnson squeezed in a cross from Sarr which sealed the triumph, marking a historic moment for the club. This victory not only ended a 17-year trophy drought, but also guaranteed Tottenham a spot in the next season's Champions League and means they will gain a huge £100 million as a result. Several players delivered for the club and the fans on the night. Yves Bissouma dominated the midfield, providing crucial defensive support and helping to control the game's tempo. Christian Romero led the backline with authority, effectively neutralising United's attacks. Mickey van der Ven made a vital goal-line clearance, preserving Spurs' lead during a tense second half. Goalkeeper Guglielmo Vicario was instrumental, making key saves to maintain the clean sheet despite making some nervy moves as well. Despite limited possession, Tottenham's disciplined defence, with even Johnson and Richarlison being praised for their defensive efforts. Their cohesive teamwork managed to secure their first major trophy in 17 years. Tottenham Hotspur's 2024-25 Premier League campaign was one of the most challenging in the club's recent history. After finishing fifth the previous season under Ange Postecoglou, expectations were high for Spurs to secure a top-4 finish and re-establish themselves among Europe's elite. Pre-season, Jamie Carragher predicted Spurs to finish fourth, and Gary Neville had them at sixth. However, the season unfolded as a stark contrast, with the team finishing the lowest in their history, narrowly avoiding relegation. Tottenham's form was inconsistent, marked by a series of defeats and underwhelming performances. The team suffered a club record 22 defeats, accumulating only 38 points after 38 games. Despite the struggles, there were individual bright spots. Brennan Johnson emerged as a vital player, becoming the club's top scorer with over 20 goal contributions across all competitions, which, considering Spurs' poor domestic season, is impressive. His resilience and commitment were evident as he overcame early challenges and criticism to become a key contributor. Manager Ange Postecoglou faced mounting pressure throughout the season. Initially focused on building long-term consistency, he shifted his stance amid the dismal campaign, recognising the need for tangible success. Despite reaching the Europa League final, his future at the club remained uncertain, with reports suggesting that even a European triumph might not secure his position. Tottenham's defensive frailties were a significant concern, with the team conceding the opening goal in 12 home games, the most in the league. This vulnerability often left them chasing games and contributed to their poor league standing. Two of Tottenham's most disheartening performances underscored their season-long struggles. In January, they suffered a 3-2 defeat to Everton at Goodison Park. Despite scoring 2 late goals, Spurs were outplayed for much of the match, with former player Jamie O'Hara labelling their defending as absolutely embarrassing and warning of a potential relegation battle. Another low point came in a 3-2 loss to Brighton, where Tottenham squandered a 2-0 half-time lead. Manager Ange Postecoglou described it as the worst defeat of his tenure, criticising the team's complacency and lack of competitiveness in the second half. As the season concluded, Tottenham's focus shifted to the Europa League final against Manchester United. Both clubs, despite enduring disastrous Premier League seasons, saw the final as an opportunity to salvage their campaigns and secure a coveted Champions League spot. For Tottenham, the match represented more than just a trophy. It symbolised a chance to reshape the club's long trophyless narrative and energise its fan base. However, this display alone in the final showcased what this Spurs team can do defensively. They produced a resolute 90 minutes where it was very hard to break them down. Is this enough evidence for Daniel Levy to keep him on? In summary, Tottenham's 2024-25 Premier League season was marked by underperformance, managerial uncertainty, and defensive issues. While individual players like Brennan Johnson provided moments of brilliance, the team as a whole failed to meet expectations, but were ultimately saved by their European run and unbelievable achievement on winning the Europa League while finishing 17th in the Premier League. On their way to the final, Tottenham Hotspur crafted a remarkable UEFA Europa League campaign that has been the shining light in an otherwise turbulent 2024-25 season. Under Ange Postecoglou's guidance, Spurs defied expectations by navigating the new league stage format and advancing through tough knockout rounds to earn a place in the final. Their European run included standout performances against clubs like AZ Alkmaar, Eintracht Frankfurt, and FK Bodo Glimt. A commanding 5-1 aggregate win over Bodo Glimt in the semi-finals showcased the team's attacking prowess and defensive resilience. Pedro Porro's goal in the second leg was especially significant, underlining his influence as a two-way full-back with growing importance to Postecoglou's system. Three key players emerged during this run. Porro was vital on both ends of the pitch, offering energy, creativity and goals from right back. Wilson Odobert, back from a hamstring injury, delivered a vital brace in the round of 16 against AZ, adding unpredictability in the final third. Meanwhile, teenager Mikey Moore made headlines by becoming the youngest Tottenham player to score in Europe, with his goal against Elfsborg highlighting his potential. For Spurs, the final was not just about winning their first major trophy since 2008. It's about salvaging a disappointing domestic season and proving that their young, evolving squad has what it takes to compete at the highest levels of European football, emerging talents for next season. As Tottenham Hotspur look to build on their 2024/25 Europa League success and strengthen their squad depth, as Ange said after the final, it's a young squad with bags of potential. A new generation of talent is beginning to emerge, promising a bright future for the club if Ange is there or not. Mikey Moore. Moore is comfortable playing across the front line, and his fearless approach and creativity make him an exciting prospect. The coaching staff are reportedly impressed by his maturity and work ethic, and with careful management he could follow in the footsteps of other homegrown stars like Harry Kane. Lucas Bergvall. Signed from Djurgårdens, Lucas Bergvall has quickly settled into life in North London. The Swedish midfielder has shown glimpses of elite-level composure and passing vision. His performances in domestic cups and cameo appearances in the Premier League suggest he is more than ready to handle regular first-team football, especially after starting 10 Europa League games. With Tottenham aiming to rotate more effectively in a demanding multi-competition calendar, Bergvall's ability to dictate tempo and transition play makes him an essential piece of Postecoglou's midfield plans moving forward. His tactical intelligence at just 19 is reminiscent of more experienced players, and the coaching staff sees him as a future midfield anchor. Archie Gray. One of the most talked about young English players, 19-year-old Archie Gray has already featured heavily in the 2024/25 campaign. His versatility, comfortable both as a centre-back and central midfielder, has proven invaluable in Spurs' injury-riddled season. Gray's tactical awareness, tenacity in duels and crisp passing have made him a reliable option across various roles. Having joined from Leeds United, Gray has adapted well to the higher demands of a top-6 club, and his development is being carefully nurtured by the coaching staff. He's expected to play an even more prominent role next season. As Spurs transition into a younger, more dynamic team, these three players represent the club's long-term vision. Supported by senior leaders and given opportunities to grow in high-stakes matches, Moore, Bergvall and Gray could be at the core of Tottenham's next great era. Brennan Johnson emerged as Tottenham Hotspur's standout performer in the 2024/25 Premier League season, leading the team with 11 goals and 3 assists in 23 starts, and his most important goal of the season, and likely his career, underscores his pivotal role in Spurs' attack. After a challenging start following his £47.5 million transfer from Nottingham Forest, Johnson demonstrated resilience by stepping back from social media and focusing on his development. His intelligent movement, particularly his runs to the back post and alignment with manager Ange Postecoglou's system, have made him indispensable. As Spurs look ahead to the next season, Johnson's consistent performance and adaptability will be crucial. His ability to deliver in high-pressure situations, as evidenced by his record-setting goal in the Europa League semi-final, highlights his importance to the team's future success. Ange Postecoglou's future at Tottenham Hotspur remains a subject of intense debate among fans and pundits. While his leadership has guided Spurs to the Europa League final, their domestic struggles, culminating in a 17th-place Premier League finish with a club record 22 defeats after 38 games, have cast doubt on his long-term suitability for the role. Postecoglou has addressed the speculation surrounding his position with characteristic candour. Ahead of the Europa League final, he emphasised his focus on the present challenge, stating, "My future is secure regardless of Spurs' decision." He acknowledged the club's disappointing league performance, but maintained that his work at Tottenham is not yet complete, expressing a desire to continue building and achieving success. Former Tottenham manager Harry Redknapp has publicly supported the Australian gaffer, urging the club to grant him more time to implement his philosophy. Redknapp highlighted the importance of stability and patience, especially given the team's progress in European competition. He remarked, "If he wins the Europa League, I find it difficult to believe he'd leave the club after bringing Tottenham a major trophy. Now they have won, and won with an impressive defensive display, something the club has been heavily criticised for lacking. What do you think? Will he stay or will he go?" Despite these endorsements, reports suggest that Tottenham's hierarchy is considering managerial alternatives regardless of the result, with names like Francesco Farioli and Marco Silva linked to the club. The outcome of the Europa League final will of course go in his favour, but can Daniel Levy overlook the domestic horror show? Tottenham Hotspur are actively seeking reinforcements across key positions to strengthen their squad for the 2025-26 season. Following a challenging domestic campaign, the club aims to bolster its defence, midfield and attack, with several high-profile targets under consideration, and with Champions League football now secure, their list of names may have just improved. In defence, Tottenham have shown a strong interest in Crystal Palace's Mark Gahey. The club reportedly submitted a bid worth up to £70 million, which was rejected by Palace, citing the timing as too late to secure a replacement. Gahey, 24, is also attracting attention from European giants Barcelona, with reports suggesting he may prefer a move abroad when his contract expires in 2026. Tottenham's pursuit of Gahey indicate a desire to add a versatile and reliable centre-back to their ranks. Tottenham Hotspur are reportedly keen on signing Crystal Palace's Eze, who has emerged as one of the Premier League's standout attacking midfielders. The 26-year-old England international played a pivotal role in Palace's historic FA Cup victory over Manchester City, scoring the decisive goal against Man City and finishing the season with near 25 goal contributions across all competitions. Eze's contract includes a £68 million release clause, which Spurs are reportedly willing to trigger. However, they face stiff competition from Manchester City and Arsenal, both of whom are monitoring the situation closely. The Englishman is said to be seeking a move to a club competing in European football, adding urgency to Tottenham's pursuit. While Spurs have shown strong interest, financial constraints may lead them to consider alternative options, such as Lyon's Ryan Cherki, who could be a more cost-effective acquisition. Nonetheless, securing Eze would significantly bolster Tottenham's attacking midfield, providing creativity and goal-scoring prowess as they aim to strengthen their squad for the upcoming season. With Heung-min Son's contract nearing its end, Tottenham are exploring options to reinforce their forward line. Mohamed Kudus of West Ham United is one such target. Kudus has had a poor season which may allow for some movement on his £85 million release clause, which may otherwise pose a challenge for Tottenham. Another attacking option is Jonathan David, who is set to leave the French league as a free agent this summer. David has attracted interest from several clubs, including Napoli, Juventus and Aston Villa. Tottenham's appeal to David must have increased after securing Champions League football for next season. In summary, Tottenham's transfer strategy focuses on strengthening key areas of the squad with a mix of experienced and emerging talents. The club's ability to secure these targets will be crucial in shaping their competitiveness for the upcoming season. Heung-min Son remains the spiritual leader and talisman of the side. Now 32, Son is entering the final year of his contract. According to The Athletic and Sky Sports, Tottenham are actively negotiating a renewal to extend his stay at the club, and both parties are optimistic about reaching an agreement. His experience, leadership and continued goal contributions over 20 yet again this season make him indispensable both on and off the pitch. Christian Romero is another player Spurs are determined to keep. The Argentine centre-back is among the Premier League's best when fit and focused. His aggressive style, ball-playing ability and leadership at the back are difficult to replace. While injuries and occasional lapses in discipline have marred some of his performances, his overall value to Ange's system is enormous. Dejan Kulusevski, who has now become a permanent Spurs player following his initial loan from Juventus, is crucial for squad continuity and attacking depth. Despite inconsistencies, Kulusevski's work rate, versatility and creativity in tight spaces are well suited to Postecoglou's high-intensity style. Spurs see him as a key figure moving forward and are unlikely to entertain any offers for him.